Hole 10 is a 416-yard par 4 and is a solid test to start the back nine. Off the tee, players are presented with a tight 25-yard wide landing area, with a pond on the right side and a tree line on the left. The pond begins to come into play at 320 yards from the tee, making club selection and target line critical, especially for the longer hitters. The priority here is a controlled tee shot that finds the fairway, as either miss can quickly lead to trouble or a compromised approach. From there, players face an approach into a green that requires precision and awareness of the slopes, particularly when attacking pins on the right side. The green slopes from back to front, but the defining feature is the right side slope, which can influence how the ball reacts after landing. Players can use this slope to feed balls towards the front right portion of the green, but only if the speed and direction are controlled. Shots that drift too far right risk feeding off the green and toward the pond, creating a costly mistake. Hole 11 is a 225-yard par 3 and is a challenging hole where players are often trying to secure par. From the tee, players are faced with a full carry over water, immediately putting pressure on both distance and direction. The green is just 25 yards wide, offering some room, but the pond sits to the right side, making that miss particularly dangerous. The priority here is a committed shot to the correct section of the green, avoiding the water while still controlling distance on a long par 3. The green slopes from left to right and back to front, and features a prominent ridge about 1/3 of the way into the green, creating multiple levels. For right side pins, players must carefully manage the slope while avoiding the water, as balls can move in that direction if not struck precisely. For front pins, the challenge shifts to navigating the ridge, ensuring the ball finishes on the correct level to avoid a difficult two-putt. Hole 12 is a 375-yard par 4 and is one of the easiest holes on the course. This is a clear scoring opportunity, especially for players who take advantage of the tee shot. Off the tee, players will often take driver to try to get the ball as close to the green as possible, creating a strong birdie opportunity. The landing area narrows to just 30 yards wide, placing a premium on accuracy despite the aggressive strategy. The priority here is finding the fairway and maximizing distance, setting up a short approach into the green. From there, players must navigate a green that is protected by bunkers on the front right and left side. The green features 3 distinct levels, making distance control and level management critical. For back left pins, players must be extremely precise, as getting onto the correct level is essential to avoid a difficult recovery or a long two-putt. For front and right side pins, the opportunity is there, but only if players control spin and trajectory to keep the ball on the correct level. Hole 13 is a 526-yard par 4 and is one of the toughest holes on the course. Off the tee, players are presented with a 35-yard wide landing area, offering some room, but the real challenge on this hole is the distance. At over 520 yards, this is a long par 4 where advancing the ball as far as possible while staying in play is critical. The priority here is a committed, aggressive tee shot that finds the fairway, setting up the shortest possible approach into a very demanding green. The green is small, at just 30 yards long and 25 yards wide, and slopes from back to front, placing a premium on precision. The internal contours create a funneling effect across the surface. From the left side of the green, slopes will feed the ball towards the right, while the back right portion will funnel balls back towards the left, creating a narrow window for approach shots to finish in the correct area. Hole 14 is a 144-yard par 3 and is one of the easier holes on the course. Known as the Rink, this short par 3 places an immediate emphasis on precision and angle control. The green is protected by 3 bunkers, with 2 on the right side and 1 on the left, narrowing the effective landing area and forcing players to commit to a clear target line. The priority here is a well-controlled iron shot that lands on the correct section of the green, avoiding the bunkers while using the slopes to work the ball towards the hole. The green slopes from back to front, but the defining feature is how the internal contours can help or hurt players depending on where the pin is located. A slope on the right middle portion of the green funnels balls towards the center, allowing players to use the contour to access right side pins. On the left side, another slope also feeds balls back towards the middle, creating opportunities for players to use the contours rather than attacking the flag directly. Hole 15 is a 434-yard par 4 and is a strong scoring opportunity for players who position the ball correctly off the tee. This par 4 is a dogleg right with a tree sitting directly in the visual target line, forcing players to commit to their starting line. Most players will look to carry the tree, requiring approximately a 270-yard carry to take advantage of the angle into the hole. In the distance, players will often use a fairway bunker as their aiming point, as it only comes into play at approximately 340 yards from the tee. The priority here is a committed tee shot that advances the ball deep into the fairway while maintaining the proper angle into the green. From there, players face an approach into a green that is protected by a bunker on the right side, increasing the importance of both line and distance control. The green slopes from back to front and features a false front, placing pressure on players to fully carry approach shots onto the putting surface. There is also a slope at the middle left section of the green that can funnel balls off the putting surface. For right side pins, the bunker becomes a major factor, forcing players to decide how aggressive they want to be into that portion of the green. Hole 16 is a 513-yard par 4 and is one of the toughest holes on the course. Off the tee, players are presented with a 30-yard wide landing zone, placing a premium on both distance and accuracy. A fairway bunker on the left side requires approximately a 270-yard carry, forcing players to carefully choose their line and club selection. The priority here is a committed tee shot that finds the fairway while advancing the ball as far as possible. From there, players face a demanding approach into a green that is protected by a bunker on the left side. The green features a false front, requiring players to fully carry shots onto the proper section of the green. On the back left portion, a runoff area can send balls away from the putting surface, creating a difficult recovery for players. A key contour on the mid to back right edge of the green funnels balls back towards the left, allowing players to use the slope to work the ball towards certain pin locations. Hole 17 is a 530-yard par 4 and is the hardest hole on the course. Off the tee, players are presented with a 30-yard wide landing area, placing immediate pressure on accuracy. A fairway bunker on the left side sits directly in play and influences the preferred target line off the tee. The priority here is a committed tee shot that finds the fairway, as the length of this par 4 creates a demanding approach into the green. From there, players face a long approach into a green that is protected by a bunker on the right side, forcing players to carefully manage both line and distance. The green slopes generally from right to left, creating movement that naturally works the ball toward the left side of the putting surface. Two runoff areas on the left side of the green create significant pressure on approach shots, as balls that drift too far left can leave extremely difficult recoveries. For right side pins, players must balance avoiding the bunker while still accounting for the slope that wants to move the ball left across the green. Hole 18 is a 581-yard par 5 and is one of the easiest holes on the course. With 18 eagles and 217 birdies in 2025, this is a major scoring opportunity and a dramatic risk-reward finishing hole. Off the tee, players are presented with a 45-yard wide landing area, allowing them to be aggressive to start the hole. 3 fairway bunkers on the right side visually frame the landing area, but they are not expected to be in play for most players. The priority here is a committed tee shot that sets up the opportunity to attack this par 5. From there, the challenge shifts dramatically on the approach. Players must hit into a narrow green complex that wraps around the pond on the left side, requiring the approach shot to carry over water. The green is also protected by 2 bunkers on the back right side, punishing approaches that try to avoid the water too safely. The green is narrow, just 22 yards wide, and features a false front. On the back left side, a runoff area can send balls away from the putting surface, creating a difficult recovery near the water. For left side pins, players must carefully judge both carry distance and spin while avoiding the pond that wraps around the green complex. For right side pins, the challenge shifts towards avoiding the back right bunkers while keeping the ball on the correct section of the narrow green. That concludes the back 9 at TPC Toronto. If you missed the opening stretch, make sure to click the link on the screen now to watch the full breakdown of holes 1 through 9.